Episode 2, Enter the Hero. We firmly believe that music enhances the listening experience. Unfortunately, we are unable to include music directly on YouTube. Therefore, we recommend that you listen to Smells Like Teen Spirit by Malia J on YouTube or your favorite streaming service before each episode. Inspirational quote for this episode. Last year's number one leaderboard player Disney Princess. Danger is not just a thing that happens in Sojourn, it's a game prerequisite.
As Andrew emerged from the crater and its residual smoke, his eyes swept across an expansive realm that stretched endlessly into the horizon. The pristine landscape of a new world materialized before him, inviting exploration and wonder. A gentle breeze carried swirls of luminescent dust and dancing embers through the air, tousling his hair and adding a sense of magic to the scene. In the distance, a magnificent city commanded his attention. It straddled a mighty river that split into two branches, embracing the city like protective arms. The architecture was both awe-inspiring and enigmatic, hinting at the mysteries and adventures that awaited within its boundaries. The city of Sojourn was a mixture of medieval, modern, and a little futuristic. The view was expansive. The atmosphere was crisp, holding steady at a perfect 72 degrees, while the harmonious sounds of exotic birds and rhythmic cricket songs filled the air. This symphony of nature created a serene backdrop, enhancing the allure of this uncharted world and beckoning Andrew to delve deeper into its wonders. Looking down, he was taken aback to discover that he was now clad in simple clothes, a stark change from just a moment ago when he stood naked and exposed. The transformation was both unexpected and comforting, as if the world itself had offered him a gift of modesty and protection. The clothes were crafted from a plain, unassuming cloth, yet they felt remarkably soft and warm against his skin, providing a sense of security in this unfamiliar realm. The simplicity of the garment was intriguing, devoid of any embellishments or intricate patterns. It was as if the items were meant to symbolize a fresh start. This newfound attire seemed to align perfectly with the serene and unspoiled landscape that surrounded him, inviting him to embrace this new chapter with humility and openness. As he adjusted to the feel of the robes, he couldn't help but wonder about the mysterious forces at play in this world. How had the transformation occurred? What did it signify for his journey ahead? These questions lingered in his mind, adding to the sense of wonder and anticipation that filled the air. "This is the city of new beginnings," Osiris declared, gesturing toward the urban expanse. "You will find everything you need to be successful behind those city walls." Osiris turned to Andrew with a friendly nod, ready to guide him through the nuances of the realm's currency system. "In this world, copper coins are your everyday currency," he began. "They're primarily used for bartering essentials like room and board, food, and even potions and scrolls. You might find that some low-level equipment can also be acquired with copper. It's the currency that keeps the daily life of adventurers and townsfolk ticking, allowing you to manage the basics without much fuss." He continued, "Silver, however, is where things start to get more serious. This is the main currency for acquiring weapons and crucial supplies. When you're gearing up for a quest or need to ensure you have the right tools at your disposal, silver is what you'll need. Merchants dealing in arms and essential adventuring gear prefer silver, as it represents a step up in value and necessity." Finally, Osiris leaned in slightly, emphasizing the importance of his next point. "And then there's gold, the currency of legends. Gold is reserved for the highest tier items, those rare and powerful treasures that can truly define an adventurer's journey. Whether it's a legendary weapon or an enchanted piece of armor, gold is what you'll need to secure such extraordinary items. It's not just a means of trade, it's a testament to your achievements and status in this world." Osiris leaned in, eager to share another crucial aspect of the realm with Andrew. "Experience is the true driver of your growth here," he explained. As you gain experience through your adventures, you'll unlock the ability to obtain and wield higher-tier gear, enhancing your capabilities. Outside the walls, vanquished enemies often drop valuable loot, including gear that can boost your prowess. Additionally, exploring chests, mazes, and dungeons can yield treasures and rare items, further aiding your journey. Each encounter and discovery not only strengthens you, but also brings you closer to mastering the challenges of this world. With this knowledge, Andrew could not hope but feel motivated to seek out every opportunity for growth and advancement. With this explanation, Osiris stepped back, allowing Andrew to absorb the information. The young adventurer now had a clearer understanding of how to navigate the landscape of this virtual reality, each type of coin representing a different level of opportunity and advancement. Throughout this land, you'll find travel portals for quick transportation between locations, he added. Each use costs 5 mana points, so manage your energy wisely. Osiris continued his explanation, noticing Andrew's curiosity about the mechanics of the world. Now let's talk about your stamina and mana, he said. In this realm, both are vital resources for any adventurer. Stamina is what you'll use for physical activities like running, dodging, or performing special combat moves. Mana, on the other hand, is your source of magical energy, essential for casting spells and using magical abilities. He paused to let this sink in before adding, "The good news is that both stamina and mana will replenish over time. After you've expended them in battle or exploration, you don't need to worry about being permanently drained. With a bit of rest and patience, your stamina will gradually return, allowing you to continue your physical endeavors. Similarly, your mana will regenerate, enabling you to cast spells once more." Osiris smiled reassuringly. This natural replenishment means you can focus on strategizing your actions, knowing that with time, you'll be ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Just remember to pace yourself and find moments to rest when needed. Balance is key to thriving in this world. With these insights, Andrew felt more prepared to manage his resources wisely, ensuring he could make the most of his adventures. Osiris, with a knowing smile, turned to Andrew and shared another valuable tip. Mercurius, while your stamina and mana will naturally replenish over time, you can also use scrolls of replenishment or potions to aid in your recovery. These items can be crucial when you're in a tight spot and need a quick boost. I recommend setting up quick access to them on your person, perhaps in a belt pouch or a special slot, so they're always within easy reach when you need them most. This strategic preparation will ensure you're always ready to tackle any challenge that comes your way. With this advice, Andrew again felt more confident in his ability to manage resources effectively during his adventures. "Thank you, Osiris," Andrew said. "I've played other games that use mana and stamina, so I feel confident that I'll do well in this one too. I really appreciate the heads up." Osiris nodded, clearly pleased with Andrew's confidence. "I'm glad to hear that, Andrew," he replied warmly. "Your experience with other games will certainly give you an edge here. Just remember to stay adaptable and keep learning as you go. Every adventure is unique, and I'm sure you'll find your own path to success in this world. If you ever need more guidance, don't hesitate to ask. I'm here to help." You may find that those other games were just that. Games. While this will be a real adventure. With that reassurance, Andrew felt even more prepared to embark on his new journey. 3 cities exist in this realm: the City of New Beginnings, the City of Hope, and the City of Taurus. You must be ranked 25 or higher to enter the City of Taurus, but the City of Hope does not have any restrictions. It also has a dungeon that resets every 24 hours. It's usually the busiest and most bustling city. I would offer you some more counseling about the City of Hope. Don't let the name deceive you, and with that, he moved on to another topic. Osiris then guided Andrew through some basic movements. This realm operates similarly to your previous existence, he explained. Try walking 5 steps forward. Andrew complied. Now jump. Andrew launched himself skyward. Finally, crouch. Andrew dropped into a defensive stance. He noticed with amazement that these actions required no physical effort, unlike in the real world. Osiris explained the importance of maintaining both health and mana bars, warning that while mana depletion was merely limiting, a health bar reaching 0 would be fatal. As they approached the city, Osiris opened a holographic window, revealing the interior of the Adventurers Guild. The bustling hall showed quest boards floating in the air, and adventurers of various ranks gathering in groups. He explained the ranking system from F through A, with the legendary S rank reserved for those who had changed the world. To Andrew's surprise, Guild Master Brent, a wise-looking woman with silver hair and eyes that seemed like silver pearls, addressed him through the holographic window. "Hello, adventure. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. Currently, you are unregistered. When you come to the guild, ask for me," she said warmly before departing. "My name is Headmaster Brent." Osiris explained that the window was a real-time view into the guild, connecting their current location to their destination. The holographic window shifted to show different areas of the guild as Osiris continued his explanation. "The guild operates on a unique point system," he said, gesturing to a glowing board displaying various achievements. "Every quest completed, every fellow adventurer aided, and every contribution to the city earns guild points. These points aren't just numbers, they're your reputation, your currency for special guild items, and your key to advanced training." "Let me show you the training halls," Osiris said, waving his hand to change the holographic display. The image shifted to reveal vast chambers, where adventurers practiced combat techniques with both weapons and magic. Each rank grants access to different training facilities. F-rank beginners start with basic combat and survival skills. As you progress, you'll unlock advanced combat techniques, spellcasting, and even rare skill combinations. A massive map materialized in the air between them, showing the city and surrounding territories. "The city is divided into districts," Osiris explained, highlighting different areas. "The craftsman's quarter is where you'll find blacksmiths, alchemists, and enchanters. The market district houses traders from across all realms. The residential district offers housing for adventurers, with accommodations improving as your rank increases. And here," he pointed to a glowing area, "is the guild district, where you'll find not just the Adventurers Guild, but also specialized guilds for magic, crafting, and trading. They even have a food district with items from all the land." Pulling out a small crystal, Osiris handed it to Andrew. "This is your starter crystal. It contains 100 copper coins, a basic map, and your initial guild registration materials. Keep it safe. It's also your emergency beacon. If you're ever in danger, channel your mana into it, and nearby adventurers will be alerted to your location." "Before I leave you to begin your journey," Osiris said, his expression growing serious, "remember these 3 fundamental rules. First, never engage in combat within the city walls. There are designated arenas for that. Second, always honor your contracts, whether they're quest-related or personal agreements. And third, help others when you can. The strongest adventurers aren't those with the most power, but those with the most allies." The holographic window flickered to show the guild's entrance hall once more. "You'll want to visit the equipment quarter before heading to the guild," Osiris advised. "Look for Sofia's shop. She specializes in starter gear and gives fair prices to newcomers. Tell her I sent you." He pressed a small token into Andrew's hand, bearing an intricate symbol. "This will help her remember my recommendation." "One last thing," Osiris added, producing a thin bracelet that seemed to be made of flowing light. "This is a status band. It will show you your current health, mana, and experience levels. It also displays active quests and can send emergency signals to the guild. Every adventurer needs one. Consider it my welcome gift to you. As the sun began to set, casting the city in a warm golden glow, Osiris stepped back. Your journey begins now, Mercurius. Remember, in this world, your greatest limits are the ones you place on yourself. Trust in your abilities, be kind to others, and never stop growing. With those final words and a knowing smile, Osiris vanished in a shimmer of black light, leaving Andrew at the city gates, ready to begin his new life as an adventurer. He looked around, taking in the majestic views, and went toward his new adventure. Approaching the towering gates of new beginnings, Andrew, now known as Mercurius, couldn't help but gape at the main large pillar that pierced the clouds above. The massive crystalline walls shimmered with an iridescent glow. Guards walked in order at the entrance gate, clad in silver and bronze colors. "Welcome, adventurer!" boomed one of the guards, his armor so polished it reflected the eternal sunset. His partner, leaning casually on his halberd, looked Mercurius up and down with a smirk. "Looks like adventurers are coming in a bit rough these days, eh?" Both guards chuckled as Mercurius glanced down at his starter clothing. He was wearing robes, a tunic, and some basic shoes. I thought this looks kinda nice," he thought. Consulting his map, Mercurius made his way through the bustling streets of the trade district, dodging merchant carts and player-owned mounts. He nearly dropped his map when he noticed something that made him do a double-take: a massive polar bear in a crossing guard's vest, standing upright at a busy intersection, directing traffic with surprising authority. The bear wore a name tag that read Officer Flurry and was currently berating a griffin-mounted player for illegal hovering. For the last time, the bear growled in a surprisingly posh accent. "Floating boots must maintain a minimum height of 20 feet above ground level. This isn't your personal roosting spot." "Polar bears directing traffic," worded Andrew, shaking his head in amazement at the game's attention to detail. Andrew continued following the winding path marked on his map toward Sofia's shop, the bear's stern traffic violations lecture fading behind him. He finally made his way to a large and rustic shop with the bronze sign etched in brass, which read Sofia's shop, surrounded by windows. He pushed the wooden door inward and was presented with a shop filled with weapons, armor, gear, and other personal items. Andrew stood patiently in line at Sofia's shop, observing the trio of adventurers ahead of him as they huddled around the counter. The tallest of them, Max, held up a pair of intricately designed gauntlets that seemed to pulse with a subtle blue-green energy. "These damage and magic-resistant gauntlets are exactly what we need for the Goblin Trio raid," Max explained to his companions, turning the armor pieces over in his hands. His friends nodded in agreement as they discussed the benefits, with one pointing out how the gauntlet's special enchantments could reduce incoming spell damage by 30%. "Plus," added the third member, "a shorter rogue with dual daggers strapped to his back. They're crafted with platinum weave, so they'll last through at least 50 repair cycles before degrading." After Max happily handed over 220 silver coins to Sofia, the trio turned to leave, offering Andrew friendly nods as they passed. "Good luck, new blood," Max said with a genuine smile, the gauntlets now equipped and gleaming on his hands. As Andrew approached the counter, Sofia's eyes lit up with recognition, that special kind of recognition that meant she'd identified yet another fresh face in New Beginning. "Well, well," she said, her pink hair shimmering with magical highlights as she leaned forward. "You must be new here. I can always tell by the starter boots." Her laugh was warm and welcoming, though Andrew couldn't help but feel slightly self-conscious about his mismatched footwear. "I'm Mercurius," he offered, trying to sound more confident than he felt. "Though I suppose my boots already gave away my rookie status." Sofia's eyes twinkled with amusement as she gestured to the vast array of equipment displayed around her shop. Don't worry about the boots, Mercurius. Everyone starts somewhere. I remember when Disney Princess herself came in here, with nothing but a wooden sword and 3 copper pieces to her name. Now look at her. She's got her own legendary status plaque in the Hall of Heroes. She pulled out a holographic catalog that floated in the air between them, images of various armor pieces and weapons rotating slowly. So, tell me, what kind of adventurer are you aiming to be? I've got everything from lightweight assassin gear to heavy tank armor. Though, she added with a knowing wink, given your current funds, we might want to start with something basic, but reliable. She reached beneath the counter and produced a simple leather chest piece, its edges trimmed with a subtle steel reinforcement. This here is what I call my newcomer's special. It's not fancy, but it'll keep you alive a lot longer than those starter clothes you're wearing. Plus, she added, tapping the armor to reveal its stat window, it's got a hidden bonus to experience gain. A little trick I add for the new adventurers who shop here. Consider it my way of investing in New Beginnings' future heroes. She paused, watching Andrew's reaction with the practiced eye of someone who had guided countless newcomers through their first real equipment purchase. So, what do you say? Shall we get you started on your journey properly? Now then, Sofia said, gesturing to the 3 weapons floating in mid-air, each surrounded by a gentle glow. Each starter weapon has its advantages. The short sword is enhanced with a basic sharp edge enchantment, good for close combat and building physical skills. The bow has a true shot enhancement that helps with aim and doubles as a mana channeling tool. The staff amplifies basic magic and helps with mana regeneration. Choose carefully. Your first weapon often determines your initial path. As Andrew reached for his choice, Sofia continued, the armor set is special too. It's self-repairing for minor damage and grows with you for the first 10 levels. See these runes? She pointed to subtle markings along the leather. They help distribute impact and can store a small amount of defensive magic. Plus, it's comfortable. No point being a hero if you're chafing all day. If they take too much damage, you run the risk of them disintegrating mid-battle, she said with caution. After Andrew made his selection, hovering over the sword and armor and clicking the acceptance green, which disappeared, Sofia activated his storage ring. A small holographic interface appeared above it, showing empty inventory slots. Just touch an item while focusing on the ring to store it, she demonstrated, effortlessly storing some of his new equipment. To retrieve something, think about what you want and tap the ring twice. Simple. You can also swipe downward and do this manually. Sofia helped maneuver Mercurius to install the armor and sword by walking him through how to select and add the armor from inventory. In an instant, Mercurius had beginning armor that appeared on his person, as well as a short sword to his side. One more thing, Sofia added, reaching under her counter. She pulled out a small, crystal-like device. This is a quest recorder. It syncs with your status band and helps track objectives. It also has a basic mapping function and can store information about monsters you encounter. Consider it a welcome gift from me. Just don't tell everyone, or they'll all want one. She winked as Andrew equipped the item to his light bank. They changed color to a more yellow tint. Cool, thank you very much, said Andrew. Sofia smiled in a cute way that caught Andrew off guard. Andrew started to blush a little. As Andrew prepared to leave, Sofia called out, "Wait, almost forgot the most important part." She pressed a glowing symbol onto his status band. That's my shop's marker. If you get into trouble and need emergency repairs or supplies, just activate it. Works once per day and only in real emergencies, mind you. Now off you go. The guild awaits. Andrew, instead of using the hand-carried map, opened his map in-game from his new and improved light band. The map materialized virtually in front of him and could be expanded or shrunken by moves of his fingers and hand. Looking at his destination of choice, he realized that he could set a marker and it would route his current location with fastest or most scenic route. He also noticed it had toggled metrics, like if he was on a horse, in a carriage, or walking. It appeared that walking was his preset. Once set, it began to glow a faint light blue path. Following the blue light path, Andrew made his way toward the Adventurers Guild. The massive building he'd seen through the holographic window was even more impressive in person. The bronze doors stood 3 stories tall, engraved with scenes of legendary adventures. The pillar he'd seen earlier extended from behind the building, its surface occasionally flickering with mysterious runes. At the guild entrance, a cheerful receptionist greeted him. "Welcome, new adventurer. I see you've visited Sofia. She always takes good care of our newcomers. Guildmaster Brent is expecting you. But first, let's get your basic registration completed." She produced a crystal tablet that floated in front of Andrew. "Place your hand on this, please. It will record your basic information and create your official adventurer profile already given to you by your initial guide." As Andrew placed his hand on the crystal, it began to glow, and information appeared in the air. Name, Andrew. Rank, F. Health, 100/100. Stamina, 50/50. Mana, 50/50. Skills, none currently registered. Equipment, basic starter set. Special notes, Osiris recommendation, token holder. The crystal tablet continued to glow as the receptionist, who introduced herself as Maya, explained the registration process. "Your basic profile is now in our system," Maya explained, bringing up additional holographic screens. "Now we need to establish your specialization preferences and initial skill aptitudes. This helps us match you with suitable quests and training programs." She gestured to a series of floating circles, each representing different categories: combat specialist, magic user, support role, scout, explorer, craftsman, merchant, healer, beast tamer. You can select up to 2 primary categories and 1 secondary category to start, Maya explained. Don't worry too much. You can adjust these later as you develop. Many successful adventurers start in one category and branch out as they discover their true calling. After Andrew made his selections of combat specialists, magic user, and healer, the crystal tablet pulsed and new information appeared. "Now for your initial skill assessment," Maya continued, pressing a sequence of runes on her desk. A door materialized in the wall beside them. "Please step into the assessment chamber. Don't worry, it's completely safe. The chamber will measure your natural aptitudes and help determine your starting abilities." The assessment chamber was a vast white space that seemed to stretch infinitely. As Andrew entered, various scenarios began to materialize. A basic combat simulation with training dummies, magical energy measurement crystals, reflex testing obstacles, mental acuity puzzles, physical endurance challenges, mana control exercises. "Take your time with each station," Maya's voice echoed in the chamber. "The system will measure not just your performance, but your natural inclinations and potential. There are no wrong results. This is about finding your strengths." As Andrew completed each assessment, the crystal tablet updated with new information. Initial aptitude readings, physical combat, loading, magical affinity, loading, mental acuity, loading, stamina, loading, mana control, loading, special abilities, scanning. "Once the assessment is complete," Maya's voice continued, "we'll generate your starter skill set and assign your first training quest. This will also determine which training facilities you'll have access to initially." The assessment chamber hummed as it completed its analysis, and the crystal tablet displayed the final results. Initial aptitude results: physical combat, B, above average; magical affinity, C+, moderate; mental acuity, A, excellent; stamina, B, good; mana control, B+, strong; special abilities, detected latent analysis ability. Maya's eyes widened slightly as she reviewed the results. Interesting. Your assessment shows a rare balance of abilities, and you've been granted a special starting skill, analysis. This ability lets you gather detailed information about objects, creatures, and situations. It's uncommon for new adventurers to start with a special ability. The crystal tablet updated Andrew's profile. Name, Mercurius. Rank, F, Novice. Health, 100/100. Stamina, 150/150. Adjusted based on stamina control rating. Mana, 75/75. Adjusted based on mana control rating. Primary skills. Analysis level 1. Special ability. Basic combat. LV.1. Mana manipulation. LV1. Equipment basic starter set. Status active. Guild points 10. Welcome bonus. Congratulations, your registration is now complete, Maya announced, handing Andrew several items. 1. Guild ID badge, glowing with his profile information. 2. Training schedule token. 3. Starter quest scroll. 4. Guild handbook. 5. Communication crystal for emergency contact. It had a special feature that, if clicked and downloaded, could be used from his light band directly. Your first quest is already loaded into your quest recorder, Maya explained. It's a simple training mission, Bumble Root herb gathering in the safe zone. This will help you familiarize yourself with the basics of the quest system and let you test your new analysis ability. Guildmaster Brent will see you now for your official welcome and orientation. Take the golden elevator to the 3rd floor. It's the one with the dragon engravings. Oh, and don't forget to download the guild map to your status band before you go. As Andrew's status band synchronized with the guild systems, a notification appeared. System notice. Guild registration complete. Safe zone access granted. Training facilities. Access granted. F rank. Quest board access granted. F rank. Daily reward system unlocked. Achievement system unlocked. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild, Andrew. May your journey be legendary, Maya said as she walked Andrew toward a large door. Andrew stepped inside and noticed a golden elevator, watching as magical runes activated along its walls. As it ascended, a brief history of the guild displayed in floating text, highlighting notable achievements and famous members. The elevator opened directly into a large waiting room with very ornate furniture, made out of wood precious metals, and it appeared to be very soft-cushioned. There was an open and very ornate door that opened to Guildmaster Brent's office, a circular room with walls lined with shifting holographic maps and live feeds from various parts of the city. Through the panoramic windows, the massive pillars he'd seen earlier was now clearly visible, its surface crawling with complex magical formations. Within this room was very comfortable furniture that made it seem like the Guildmaster entertained many people, as well as a very large desk with trophies of weapons, bones of creatures, and crystals all throughout the room. Guildmaster Brent stood from behind his desk, a massive piece of furniture that appeared to be made from a single piece of ancient wood. He was younger than Andrew expected, perhaps in his mid-30s, wearing a deep blue coat with gold trim that marked him as an S-rank adventurer. His most striking feature was his left eye, which gleamed with an otherworldly silver light. "Wait, I thought you were a female," said Andrew. "Welcome, Andrew," Brent said warmly, his voice carrying a subtle resonance. "My sister and I both command this guild, and our last names are both Brent. Osiris doesn't often send recommendations our way, and these assessment results," he gestured, causing Andrew's profile to materialize in the air. "These assessment results are quite promising," Brent continued, waving his hand through the floating display, "particularly this latent analysis ability. Combined with your balanced aptitudes, you have the potential to become a versatile adventurer." Guildmaster Brent had a secret he guarded closely. The results of Mercurius's scan were fabricated. In a world where genetic predispositions could make someone more athletic, intelligent, or unique, these scans were a crucial determinant of one's potential. most of the higher-tier characters who entered this realm exhibited exceptional scores, setting them apart from the average adventurer. However, Mercurius's score was astonishingly high, surpassing even Brent's expectations. This was particularly surprising because the last person to achieve such a remarkable score had joined over a year and a half ago, also under the recommendation of the enigmatic Osiris. Osiris had a reputation for identifying extraordinary talent, and his recommendations were never taken lightly. In fact, Guildmaster Brent had a standing rule. Anyone endorsed by Osiris was granted immediate entry into the guild. This was a stark contrast to the usual process where adventurers, often skilled but burdened with arrogance or malevolent intentions, would request to join, only to be turned away. The guild prided itself on maintaining a roster of not just powerful, but also virtuous members, and Osiris's recommendations consistently aligned with these values. Still, players could always turn arrogant, and that is what he didn't want in his guild. Mercurius's arrival stirred curiosity among the guild members. His presence was a testament to the trust Brent placed in Osiris's judgment. While the guild master continued to conceal the truth about the scans, he couldn't help but wonder about the true nature of Mercurius's abilities. Was there something more to this newcomer than even the fabricated results could reveal? As the guild prepared to welcome Mercurius, a sense of anticipation filled the air, hinting at the adventures and challenges that lay ahead for this newly formed alliance. He walked to a large crystalline globe in the corner of the room, touching it lightly. The globe projected a three-dimensional map of the city and its surrounding areas. Different zones glowed in various colors. "Let me explain something crucial about our city, New Beginnings," Brent said. "We're located at the intersection of multiple ley lines, rivers of magical energy. Those pillars you see?" He pointed to the massive structures outside. "It's called the stabilizer. It helps regulate the magical energy flowing through our region, but it also attracts monsters and creates unique phenomena we call dungeons. Creatures drop valuable treasure, weapons, and loot. We don't have a dungeon, and instead we elect to use its energy to protect our entire city from creature attacks." The map zoomed in on different colored zones as Brent explained. "Green zones are safe training areas, perfect for new adventurers like yourself. Blue zones indicate magical anomaly areas, good for mana training. Yellow zones have moderate danger levels, and red zones—" He paused meaningfully. "Well, those are strictly off limits until you reach at least C rank." Turning back to Andrew, Brent pulled out a small, ornate box. "Osiris mentioned you might have a particular affinity for something special. Let's test that theory." He opened the box, revealing what looked like a small, crystalline seed. "This is a skill seed, very rare, very valuable. They can grant unique abilities to those compatible with them. Would you mind if we tested your compatibility?" The seed began to glow faintly as it neared Andrew. "Hold out your hand," Brent instructed. "If it responds to you, we'll have even more to discuss about your future here. Would you like to proceed with the skill seed test?" "Yes," said Andrew. Brent's silver eye flashed suddenly, and he pulled the skill seed back, staring at it with genuine surprise. The seed had formed an unusual geometric pattern, a series of impossible angles that seemed to bend reality around it. "Well, this is unprecedented," Brent muttered, his professional demeanor slipping for a moment. "In all my years as guildmaster, I've never seen a skill seed impose a prerequisite quest. It's actually created a new mission out of thin air, the hunt for Obtuse." He quickly pressed a crystal on his desk, and Maya's hologram appeared. "Maya, are you seeing this in the system?" "Yes, sir," she responded, sounding equally bewildered. "The quest has just appeared in our database. It's strange. The parameters are unlike anything we've recorded before. It's not following any of our standard quest templates." Brent turned back to Andrew, his expression both concerned and intrigued. "It seems your journey with us is going to be far from ordinary. The skill seed is responding to you, but it's demanding you complete this specific quest first. This has never happened in the recorded history of skill seeds. He pulled up the quest details. The hunt for obtuse. Rank. Description: find what doesn't fit where it should fit. Reward: skill seed compatibility test. Special note: angles of perception determine reality's exceptions. The biggest treasures come from challenging yourself and are found outside the city walls. I can't even determine the rank of this quest, Brent said, rubbing his silver eye. The system keeps showing contradictory readings. Whatever this is, Mercurius, you've stumbled onto something unique. I'm going to assign one of our veteran adventurers to monitor your progress on this quest, for safety reasons. A notification appeared on Andrew's status band. Special quest acquired. The hunt for obtuse added to quest log. Standard F rank restrictions temporarily adjusted for quest purposes. Analysis ability may be crucial for this quest. Until we figure out what's going on with this quest, Brent said, securing the skill seed back in its box, I suggest you proceed with your original training quest. Build up your experience, test your abilities, and keep your eyes open for anything unusual. Sometimes the most important clues appear in the most ordinary places. Andrew asked inquisitively, "What is a seed skill?" Guildmaster Brent held the box in his hand and said sternly, "A seed skill is a special ability given to adventurers when you fall into our land. These special skills are rarely alike and help boost your abilities to service in this land. Some are given the ability to breathe underwater, while some are given a simple boost in HP. Many have similarities, but I have not seen two that are the same, yet. This is why I am so interested, as yours is a quest not given freely." Andrew asked incisively, "Is this a bad thing?" Guildmaster Brent responded quietly, "I don't honestly know. Sorry." Andrew responded, "I understand. Thank you for being honest." "Of course," responded Guildmaster Brent. He paused, then added with a slight smile, "Welcome to the guild, Andrew. I have a feeling your adventures here are going to be anything but conventional." "Perfect. Let's start with the basics then," Brent nodded approvingly. "Maya will meet you in the training grounds. It's through the emerald archway in the main hall." As Andrew descended in the elevator, his status band updated. Training quest activated. Title: Bumble Roots. Type: Gathering herbs in the safe zone. Rank: F. Objective: Gather 5 moonleaf herbs, also known as bumble roots. Location: Training ground. 1. Reward: 5 guild points. Basic herb pouch. Time limit: 12 hours. The emerald archway pulsed as Andrew approached, scanning his guild ID. Maya was waiting, holding what appeared to be a basic adventurer's kit. "Here's your starter equipment," she said, handing over the kit. It contains 1 basic gathering knife, 3 small health potions, 1 empty herb pouch, 1 basic area map. "Now," Maya explained, "moonleaf herbs, also known as bumble roots, glow slightly in shaded areas. Your analysis ability should help you identify them correctly. Be careful, though. Some similar-looking plants called moonglow weeds can cause mild irritation. This is why analysis will be crucial." System notice. Analysis ability can now be activated by focusing on objects and saying, "Analyze." "Ready to start your first official quest?" "Yes," said Andrew. Training quest: Herb gathering, bumble roots. Location: Training ground. 1. Forest zone. Time: remaining 12 hours. Quest started. Good luck. Your status band displays a mini-map showing the safe zone boundaries. New available actions. Use analysis on any plant. Check your inventory. Gather herbs with your knife. Consult your map. Call Maya for guidance. Note: remember to use Analyze before gathering to ensure you're collecting the correct herbs and avoiding the moonglow weeds. After Maya escorted Andrew out, he paused in the hallway. "Oh, before I head to the task, Where can I find the Purple Horse's Path pub? I promise to meet my friends there later. 3 blocks east of the Guild Hall, Maya replied with a smile. Look for the carved wooden horse sign with glowing purple eyes. Can't miss it. It's between the Old Market District and the Craftsman's Row. Just follow the cobblestone path with the horseshoe markings. Andrew nodded his thanks and headed toward the training grounds. Once he was out of sight, Brent's professional demeanor melted away. He walked to the window, watching until Mercurius disappeared. A familiar presence materialized behind him. His sister came into the room holding a yellow and red baby dragon, and nodding to a stranger who appeared to form from the shadows. You didn't tell him the truth, Osiris stated quietly, stepping out of the shadows. Brent chuckled softly. Boy, you really can find them, can't you? He turned slightly, his silver eye glinting. No. I didn't tell him that his aptitude scores broke our testing systems, just like I didn't tell him that his natural abilities isn't just high, it's beyond our measurement capabilities. He picked up Andrew's test results, the holographic display flickering with unstable readings. This is the second one, Osiris said, looking at Guildmaster Brent's sister walking in the room. Last year we found another. His energy signatures were nearly identical to his. Brent's silver eye pulsed with concern. And now, this business with the skill seed creating its own quest, it's never done that before. Osiris moved to stand beside the two, both watching the stabilizer pillar in the distance. Times are changing. The ley lines are shifting. More importantly, they're getting stronger. True heroes are not given excellence. It's pulled out from them. Our mission is to pull the best and create future leaders. I get it, but what are you playing at? The male Brent muttered. Why not just give him the skill? Walking on water or poison resistance? Why hold out now? Why are we suddenly finding these exceptional individuals? Perhaps, Osiris suggested, his ethereal form shifting slightly. The better question is, why did the skill seed react that way? It's almost as if it's testing him, Brent finished. Not just his abilities, but something deeper. He turned to face his old friend. Should we tell him? Osiris shook his head. Not yet. Let him discover his path naturally. Too much knowledge too soon could be dangerous. Besides, a slight smile crossed his spectral features. I have a feeling young Mercurius is going to surprise us all, whether we prepare him or not. This is not a movie where the kids end up saving the day. This is a real virtual world? Female Brent asked. This world can still be very dangerous. We had a burnout just a year ago. Then we'll be ready, Osiris replied. The guild has its members who are this world's guardians. Whatever changes are coming, we'll adapt. We always have. They stood in thoughtful silence, watching the magical energies swirl around the stabilizer pillar, both knowing that the arrival of Andrew marked the beginning of something far bigger than a simple apprentice adventurer's journey. Keep him safe, Brent, Osiris said finally, his form beginning to fade. But don't protect him too much. The challenge is ahead. He'll need to grow stronger, on his own. And the hunt for Obtuse Quest? Osiris's voice echoed as he disappeared completely. Let it play out. Sometimes the most important lessons come from the most unexpected places. Osiris, have you ever heard the old adage of absolute power corrupts absolutely? Send Guildmaster Brent Osiris responded with a subtle and simple comment. No, I do not believe that because I'm a living example of that not happening, as he vanished immediately after. Male Brent remained at the window, his silver eye reflecting the shimmer of the ley lines, visible only to those who knew where to look. Welcome to the beginning, Mercurius, he whispered. May the framework watch over you.
Tune into the next episode 2.5, The Purple Horses Reunion.